Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk to you about the women's Grand Slam tournaments of 2019. So this is going to be a short look back. Who's won, who's been in the final and who's made the semis. What were the biggest or most interesting events during that Grand Slam tournament from the women's perspective. So starting with the Australian Open at the beginning of the year, it was Naomi Osaka who has won her second straight Grand Slam final. Prior to that, in 2018, she's beaten Serena Williams in the US Open final. It was a controversial one if you're a tennis fan, or maybe even if you're not the biggest tennis fan, you probably have heard about it. There was a lot of commotion because Serena getting warnings from the umpire, and she didn't really take it particularly well. Nonetheless, this is supposed to be about the 2019 season, about Osaka, and she was the first player in 2 years who managed to to consolidate in winning a Grand Slam title. If we look at the 2017 season, just let me check my notes. So if you look at the 2017 season, we had 4 different winners at the slams. We had Williams, Ostapenko, Muguruza and Sloane Stephens winning. And then in 2018 we had Wozniacki, Simona Halep, Angelique Kerber and Naomi Osaka winning. So 8 different players in 8 different tournaments, 8 different events. And you were wondering, okay, is there somebody who's gonna really confirm a status of winning a slam again? And surprisingly, it was Naomi Osaka at the beginning of 2019 at the Aussie Open. She's beaten Petra Kvitova in the final. Kvitova had a really tough and rough comeback after her forced injury. She had a very unfortunate event, being attacked in her hip and got stabbed basically in her left hand, in her playing hand. It was very difficult for her to recover, so it was a really emotional comeback for her. She's been doing really well in 2018, winning the Madrid Premier tournament, but probably this was her biggest performance during 2019, and since her comeback reaching that final. She was actually even very close. She's managed to edge out the second set, but in the end Osaka was just too strong, and Osaka won the third at 6-4. Then we had Karolina Pliskova and Danielle Collins playing the semis, so good showing for Pliskova and Kvitova, both from the Czech Republic. At the French Open we had a little bit of a surprising lineup in the semi-finals. So we had Ashley Barty, we had Marketa Vondrousova, we had Amanda Anisimova and Johanna Konta. So Konta is not somebody who used to be having really good results on clay, but she's been into the Rome final before the French, so maybe that wasn't that big of a surprise, but it was good to see her confirming a really good form and making it all the way through the semis. Marketa Vondrousova, she also had a good run before the French Open, also in Rome, but nonetheless, getting to the French Open final was a big surprise. It was probably even a bigger surprise than Ashley Barty making it into the final and winning the final. Everybody was talking about Ashley Barty for a long time, being away from tennis for some period of time, playing more golf, and then realizing that she really needs to be back in tennis because that's what she likes and that's what she loves. But nonetheless, I thought it was a little bit of a surprise as well that she managed to win the French Open. Clay did not. She was playing well on clay, but it did not seem to be like her favorite surface. But nonetheless, a fantastic performance from her, and winning the French is really an amazing achievement for her, I think. And yeah, Amanda Anisimova from the USA, 17 years of age, she's beaten Halep in the quarterfinals, beating the defending champion. That was probably the biggest shock of the tournament at the French this year. Moving on to Wimbledon, I think we had, from a women's perspective, an incredibly high-level women's final where one player was playing superbly well. This reminds me a little bit of one of the previous videos I talked to you about the men's Grand Slam events and Djokovic beating Nadal in the Aussie Open final. I think from a women's perspective this was really that close. Nadal, Halep playing as well as Djokovic playing against Djokovic, if that's comparable. Halep really almost demolishing Serena Williams in the Wimbledon final, where we all know that Serena Williams is feeling very comfortable normally on grass, and that's really her domain. So Halep beating a 6-2, 6-2 in that final was absolutely astonishing. In the semis we had Strycova and Elina Svitolina. Strycova losing to Williams and Svitolina to Halep. So again, another Czech player making it to the semi-finals in Strycova. At the US Open, we had again a youngster playing Serena Williams, just like last year where Osaka was playing Serena and Osaka winning. Now we had Bianca Andreescu, Romanian, a Canadian originally from Romania, only at 19 years of age, beating Serena Williams in the final. So that was, I can't really say if that was a bigger shock or Osaka winning the year before, but both really amazing results and fantastic performances by both against Williams in the final. Svitolina again made it to the semis, and Belinda Bencic from Switzerland lost to Andreescu in the semi-finals. So Svitolina showing really consistent good results. It will be interesting if she can break through in the 2020 season and finally win one slam. I'm a little bit having a hard time of predicting who is going to win on the women's front in the next year's slams, because as you can see we had many different winners in the last few years. It's probably going to be an interesting discussion point whether Serena Williams can win one more, because if she would, then she would equal Margaret Court's record of winning 24 Grand Slam events in total, singles. And I think some of the players winning in the last 3 years now is probably going to win another one. I really think Halep has a good shot next year at the French Open. She'll be really motivated to win. Other than that, I wouldn't want to call the other events. So if we take a look at the next year's slams, I think one of the four will be won by Williams, and one probably the French is going to be won by Halep. The other ones, there are just too many variables. It's not like with the men's where you have the big three, and you normally would go into any Grand Slam tournament thinking one of these guys is the overwhelming favorite, but not at the women's. But I would like to be curious, so I'm curious, and what I would like to know is to see your opinions. So who do you think is going to win on the women's side next year, the Grand Slams? Is it going to be Williams? Is she going to win her 24th Slam title? Or is it going to be somebody else? Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this tennis video and if you would like to see further content in the upcoming months, then please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in and watching. See you next time.